Today is Tuesday, which means another episode of 2 Trades in 2 Minutes, where I try to show you 2 high probability trade setups in under 2 minutes. Now, so far, I am over 4 on getting this done in under 2 minutes, but I got a good feeling about today. I think we're going to make it happen, and I got 2 very exciting trades to share with you today. Now, first things first, we always want to focus on where the strength is in the market, and since institutions are the ones driving stock prices, since the dollars they invest are going to have a greater impact on which stocks rise and fall than ours, we always want to be cognizant of which areas are outperforming and which ones are kind of rising through the ranks. That's going to let you know where Wall Street is placing its bets. In all things being equal, you're going to have a much better chance of delivering big gains, getting in big wins if you're picking stocks from these winning groups. You've got a bull market tied at your back. You've got the strongest sector where dollars are flowing, and then you're just trying to pick really good setups from the top 5, 8, 10 stocks in those groups. And this, by and large, has led to our biggest gain. So what are we seeing right now? Well, the last month or so, we've seen a shift toward construction stocks. You see here on the 1-month list, you got home builders and building products. This is out of 40 different subsectors, by the way. So this is just the top 8. On the 2-month list, also home builders, building products. So 2 of the top 8, 25% of the leadership is all tied to construction. That is telling you that Wall Street funds are betting on a boom in the housing sector. We see a little bit here on the 3-month list, the 6-month list as well, but these are rising through the ranks. It's a new area where we want to focus and catch these early breakouts because that's where the big moves come. The other area, and this is really the newer leader, is solar energy, and we see it at number 3 on the 1-month, number 2 on the 2-month. It's even at the top of the 3-month list and in the top ranks of the 6-month. So the solar energy group is showing a lot of strength, and the timing of this is obviously odd since the big beautiful bill actually ended a lot of the subsidies, tax breaks for the solar industry, yet here these stocks are rising. So why are they rising? We are yet to see, but nonetheless, the market tends to know best. When they're putting dollars into those stocks, maybe they're just finally dirt cheap enough to get into, but we're seeing some big movement. So I'm going to give you 1 stock from each group. I'm going to give you a building materials company that's breaking out here, as well as a solar stock that I believe could be a monster. So let me put up the timer, and let's begin. Now, this is Eagle Materials, ticker EXP, a building materials company stock, and you can see here the formation off the lows, this rounded bottom where it comes in and then begins to tighten up and tighten up and tighten up. You just get real nice little consolidation, and these last couple of days has been in this just razor-thin little like 1-2% area with final little absorption of supply. So this looks really good for a breakout higher. In addition, the 200-day moving average, a very significant institutional level, is about to be broken. And you'll notice here, in a good uptrend, it held the 200, bounced, rode higher, and then once it got below it here, it has held beneath it and rolled over. So we're at that crucial point again where Eagle Materials looking to break through that. We've got a nice consolidation pattern. We got resistance around here. I'm a buyer of this stock above $240 a share. I think you only need to risk about 8 to 10%. And we caught a breakout on this stock last year with our members right back in here, and it was a phenomenal move higher. Now, on to the solar stock, ticker symbol SHLS. The company is Shoals Technologies. You may see them as a semiconductor manufacturer, but they're making solar panels. And what we've got here is a similar setup. Now, I did take a small position, a little pilot position, about 1,000 shares in our live session yesterday. It's up a couple of percent, but that's not really moving the needle yet. So what we have here is twofold. One is kind of this breakout pattern. And again, this is a volatile stock, so it's got a little bit wild in here, but it's beginning to tighten up and compress. Clear as day resistance at about 640, 650. It is now passing through that, signaling that we have gotten through that resistance. And big picture, this is coming out of a new stage 1 low base. And I'm going to get this one day on the 2 minutes. If we go to a weekly chart, notice here, and I've got a video if you haven't watched it on the 4 stages of the stock cycle. It's in my channel. Paramount that you understand this. It'll make you more money than anything else. But stocks go through these growth phases where you get these big stage 2 up runs, where the stock is in demand. It then gets shuffled out by these institutions and these big stage 3 liquidations, goes into these big stage 4 declines, then goes into these big stage 1 consolidations again where the stock is cheap and bounces around. And then as it emerges, that is typically the start of a new stage 2, and that's where you can see some of the biggest gains. And right now, we've got SHLS coming out of, again, a fairly choppy one because this is a very volatile stock, but coming out of here nicely on decent volume, breaking through the highs of 2025. It is above all the moving averages, which are all now pointing upward and trending higher. It is coming out of what has been a 12-month stage 1 base. And this is a stock that was trading 15, 16 bucks. It was trading 26, 27 back in here. So very realistic chance of a 2 or 3 or even 4 bagger on this one. And if you notice up here at the top, the ADR, that is the average daily range. In other words, every trading day from the lowest price it trades that day to the high, what percentage does that stock move? And a Walmart's going to move 1.5% or 2%. 8.86% is a lot of movement. So you kind of do the math hard. If I get a good 4, 5, 6 day breakout, that's 8, 6, 20, that's 30, 40%. This sucker can tack on. So it really is a mover. You want to be a little careful with these. You don't want to give it too much room, but you may have to give it more than the typical 8 or 10%. I would either put a stop here at about 620 beneath yesterday's low if you want to play a conservative, or if you can stomach it at about 15% risk, I'd put it right down here at about 570, give it below the low of this week, and give it a real fighting chance to be a big mover. But those are the two trades. SHLS is a solar stock, and EXP, the building materials company. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button in the corner. No excuses. Subscribe to the channel. That way these videos will pop up on your feed and you won't miss another event. And I'll see you in the next video update.